Hello friends, welcome to my cozy haven. My name is Fiona. I'm really glad you clicked my video today. I'm just going to be chatting to you about the books that I read this week, what I'm planning to read this weekend, and what my weekend plans are. So I hope you're going to enjoy this video. Beautiful day here today. It's sunny, blue skies. It's still quite cool outside, but it's lovely to see the sun. There are some grey clouds. I'm hoping that they are just going to be hovering around and are not going to start accumulating and amassing so that we don't get any rain or anything. It'd be just nice to have a nice sunny day this week, or this weekend, or today, what was it? Oh, seriously, yeah. Just excuse brain fog if I muddle things up, yeah. It's been one of those fortnights, so we'll just get on with it. Should we get on with the books so I don't just start doing verbal machinations or whatever the word's called. I don't know what it's called. Don't know why that word came to my head, but hey, let's get on with the book, shall we? So the first book I read was The Lighthouse by the Sea by Margaret Amat. This is the second book of the Love on the Edge Barra series. So we meet Lottie. And Lottie has come to Barra for two reasons. One, because there's like a family mystery to solve. And the second is that she is escaping from how can I put this? An internet viral video of her that cost her job that was not her fault. Okay, so she's lost her job as a music teacher and she's come to Barra. She is staying with Katrina, who we met in the first series, at her bed and breakfast in Greenan. And she also happens to meet Katrina's brother Rory, who is the local binman. And he doesn't see his job as being a vital job, as a job that makes people's lives easier, and it's basically an essential job. And he becomes intrigued, himself and Katrina become intrigued by Lottie's mystery. It is said that her great-grandfather or her grandfather was a lighthouse keeper in Barra. Now, the only lighthouse on Barra is actually Barra Head, and that has been automated for decades. But still, Rory takes her out to Barra Head to see the lighthouse, because she has a key, but the key doesn't fit. And they're sort of trying to work out where does this key, what's it to do with? And Katrina's mother remembers a man who used to live in a cottage just down the road from them that had a lighthouse in the garden. So Katrina, Lottie and Rory go and they check, and lo and behold, her key opens the cottage door. And by pulling back some brambles, they see this miniature lighthouse that her grandfather had built. So Lottie's mum had said that any renovation that needed to be done, she would foot the bill. So this is a story of Lottie and getting the cottage and habitable, making decisions about what she wants to do with her life. Is there a wee romance between her and Rory? There could well be. It was beautifully written, great characters. I absolutely loved it. It shows that Margaret Amat has done her homework. She is a Scottish author anyway, but it shows that she's done her homework on Barra and on everything to do with the island. She got her Gaelic right, everything. It was really, really joyful to read. This is the second book, as I say. I've read the first book. Do you have to have read the first book to read this one? Not really, but there's still, you meet characters from the first book in this one, so it's probably better so that you know who the characters are. I also like the fact that Rory and Katrina's mother has got ME, which is what I have. So it's nice to see a character who goes through the same struggles as I go through. I really do appreciate that. But no, thoroughly enjoyed this one. This one comes out on the 3rd. I think this one's already out. It came out last week, I think, or it comes out this week coming. But really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad I got the ARC for it. So that was good. I then picked up what was going to be my last pick, or was my last pick for March Mystery Madness, and that was Colton's Mistaken Identity by Jerry Croto. This is the next book in the Colton's of Roaring Springs series. I've thoroughly enjoyed this one. So we meet Phoebe Colton, whose identical twin sister Skye has had a massive breakup and has disappeared. At a very inopportune time, because the Roaring Springs Film Festival is about to start, and Skye is basically the face of it. She does all like the interviews, etc., etc. Phoebe basically runs the background stuff. So, Phoebe's mother goes, "You're gonna have to be Skye for the week." And that involves she's going to have her hair cut, she's going to have to wear clothes, wear makeup that Skye would normally wear, etc., etc. And she does it for the family, not that she really wants, she hates being in the limelight. But she catches the eye of Prescott Reynolds, who is one of the major A-listers at the film festival. And they become friends. And they both want more, but she needs to tell him who she is. But she can't do that until Skye comes back. There's also Prescott's ex-girlfriend who is stalking him and then starts threatening Phoebe Skye's life. And there's also the fact that there's also a killer on the loose on Roaring Springs who killed Phoebe and Skye's cousin. So we have all of that going on in this book. It was really well written. There's still questions to be answered from this. It didn't finish all neatly tied up in a bow, no. So, you need to read the next one, and I will be reading the next one because I thoroughly enjoy this series. But no, I really enjoyed this one. I gave this one, I think, 4 out of 5. I meant to say I gave the Lighthouse by the Sea, I gave that one 4 out of 5 as well. So, there we go. Next, I picked up one that I thought, right, maybe I can get this one done for March Mystery Madness as well, because I thought it might be a mystery. And that was Mind Games by Nora Roberts. I gave this one 4.5 out of 5. I shot through this chunker of over 400 pages, was it? Wait a minute. It was 479 pages, took me 3 days. And that is starting it on Sunday night. So I started Sunday night, read it Monday, Tuesday, finished it Wednesday morning. This gripped me from page 1. It was superb. I absolutely loved this one. So we meet Thea and her brother Rem, and they come for the summer to stay with their grandmother in her cabin. And they're brought there by their mum and dad, and their mum and dad love coming up there, but they realise that they don't see enough of the grandmother, who is Cora, who is Thea and Rem's mother. Their father is John. They don't see enough of them, of their granny. So they've come up with a plan along with their siblings, along with like Cora's siblings, as how they're going to make sure that they see more time with Grammy. They go away and the kids are having a great time, and then one night Thea wakes up from a dream, but she knows it's not a dream. She has seen somebody murder her parents, and she goes through to her Grammy and discovers that her Grammy is crying because her Grammy knows as well. They phone the local police, and he then contacts the police force in Virginia, where her parents are. The police go, and right enough, yes, her parents have been murdered. The detectives come out to see them, and they're like, yeah, you put him up to it, blah blah blah, to the grandmother. And then Thea tells the detectives some things that only they know about themselves. And then she tells them exactly where they can find the killer. And she can also describe what he looks like, because she saw him in a mirror. So basically the guy's arrested and is sentenced to 2 life terms because he pleads guilty. But there's obviously this mental connection between himself and Thea. And it's basically Thea and Rem's story of and the grannies, how they stay with their grandmother, and all the things that they do in their lives. But there's always this guise in the back of Thea's head. And it's like, can she get rid of him? Can she block him out of her mind? And if so, how's she going to do it? And then there's also the fact of like, how's her adult life going to be? Is she going to be able to have a relationship, etc., if this guy is always in her brain? It was really, really well done. As I say, it was a page turner. This just had me hooked from page 1. And wow, it just, I don't know how Nora Roberts does it, but just such a good read. So I'm really glad that I've read this one. So that was Mind Games by Nora Roberts. I then needed something very, very light and fluffy. So The Shalley School Fete by Eleanor M. Brent Dyer. This is the second part of the kind of Genius at the Shalley School book. As I say, I don't know why they split this in 2. They didn't need to, if I'm honest. So this one is, as you see, about the Shalley School Fete. It's about how they organise it, general school life, Nina settling down at the Shalley School. There's big news for Nina as well. There's news for Joey and her family. Princess Elizaveta comes back. It was just so good. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I gave this one 4 out of 5. I just thoroughly enjoyed this. Needed the light, refreshing read, which this gave me. Schoolgirl antics and just everything that you could want from a book that would just give you a break from everything that's going on in the world. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I'd forgotten actually how much I enjoyed it. So that was it was definitely something I needed to read, just as a just a sort of light-hearted after Mind Games, which was so happy with that. So what am I reading now? I hear you cry. I've got 2 in the go. Yeah, how unlike me, hey? So Wayward by Amelia Hart. I'm buddy reading this with Rebecca from Colourful Book Nester. Yes, I'm tabbing the heck out of this. And I have my tabs are colour coordinated for a reason. I've put so we have red is Kate, green is nature, so purpley violet is for Violet, and blue is for Alpha. You see, I'm organised. So I'll read you the back. 3 women, 5 centuries, one spellbinding story. In the present day, Kate flees a traumatic relationship to the Cumbrian cottage she inherited from her great aunt, but the cottage hides secrets of its own. In 1942, Violet rebels against her father's idea of a proper young lady until he takes matters into his own hands. In 1619, Alpha is on trial for witchcraft implicated in the gruesome death of a local man. Three women they tried to cage, but wayward women belong to the wild and they cannot be tamed. I am really enjoying this book. It is really, really good. It is not a light and fluffy, I'm going to tell you that now. It's definitely not a light and fluffy, but it's dragging me in. We're doing 3 chapters a day. I'm actually behind because on Wednesday I didn't manage to read the chapters. Yesterday I didn't read chapters. So I am behind, but I am not going to push. I'm just going to go back to the 3 chapters and I'll catch up when I catch up. But really, really enjoying this one. And then I picked up, I remember Sarah saying, I think it's Mama Reads Romance. Every 25th of whichever month she picks up a Christmas book to celebrate, obviously 25th of December. So yesterday was 9 months to Boxing Day, which is the day after what we in the UK call the day after Christmas Day. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick up a Christmas book. Excuse me. So I picked up Christmas at the Borrower Bookshop by Kylie Dunbar. I've read the first book in this series. Mum's read the whole series and absolutely loved it. So I got myself to chapter 6 last night and I'm enjoying it so far. It's a nice, fun read, nice and light, and you know, I don't have to think too much, which is with my brain the way it is at the moment is a very good thing. So that's what I'm reading at the moment. Plans for the weekend. I've got a friend arriving tomorrow. She's coming to stay for the weekend, stay until Tuesday, so that's really nice. So we'll do a few things, but it's just gonna be a quiet, chill weekend, which will be good. I think we'll probably go out for lunch one of the days that she's here. But she and I will go for maybe a coffee downtown, and you know, just enjoy each other's company, and that'll be good. And Mum and Dad will look forward to seeing her as well. She's a friend of theirs as well, so it's really nice that she's kind of a family friend, which is good. So that's that. There's rugby to watch, so we'll watch that, which is nice. We watched the World Athletics Championships. We actually finished it on Wednesday night. We just videoed it and watched it and sped through all the punditry, so that was good. So we did that. But this past week, it's been sort of quiet in that we were out on Wednesday to meet another friend of the family. So that was lovely. We had lunch with her and did a wee bit of shopping, which was nice. And then yesterday I was really tired, so I just didn't do very much yesterday. I did a few bits and pieces to sort of prepare for our friend Jane coming. And this morning I've been a wee bit busy as well, but that's fine. I'm relaxing doing this. I'll go and edit this. That'll just be a nice relaxation for me to get this done. And then hopefully I'm going out with the other half this afternoon, but just make it local. I'm not in the mood to drive very far. And also the cost of petrol. So we'll go local, which will be fine. And then tonight watch rugby. But that's kind of going to be the weekend. It's just going to be chill. Hopefully get some crafting done as well. I'd like to do some cross stitch. But that's it for this video, friends. Excuse me a minute. I hope you've enjoyed. Please come chat with me down in the comments. Have you read any of the books I've mentioned, or do any of them appeal to you? I would love to know. What are your plans for the weekend? Have you done anything special this week? I would love to know. But until my next video, friends, stay safe. Happy reading. Bye.